What's up guys, ManontheMoon here with another video, and today I am going to be showing you some counters to Eris. War just ended and, well, I had a little bit of frustrating time against her over the weekend. It wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it was definitely still pretty bad. So I decided to go through and find the counters to Eris that are already in the game and, you know, how to use them, how they work. But before we get to that, guys, I would like to remind you guys just to like and subscribe for more content. I've been grinding it out lately, so go ahead and do that. Alright, now, these are, as far as the characters go, these are the main toons that have viable counters to Eirs already. Harper is also on the list, but obviously I can't have 6 characters in the team. But these are the 6 characters that I would say are viable in game one way or another, that already have counters to Eris. And I am going to go through and I'm going to show you what part of each of these characters' kits counters her and how to make it work. Alright, so first up with Trader, the part of his kit that counters Eris isn't actually, it's not the SIG. I wasn't going to say, you know, because it does say confuse a single enemy for the rest of combat. But with Eris having that cleanse, 100% guaranteed when she goes into Outlast, that confuse would obviously get cleansed. What would work though is his rush. And that would be that if Eris is already in Outlast, the cleanse has already happened, and then you target the character that she's in a line with, she would still get impaired, like the impair would be reapplied. The other part of it is that with the order of operations, with how Outlast characters work and how cleanses work, if she is already impaired when she enters the Outlast state, assuming she's not at full AP, if she's already at full AP when you impair her, she's still going to be at full AP. But if she is impaired when she enters the Outlast state, the AP gain from Outlast will happen before the cleanse does. So say she's at 30 AP and you impair her, and then you kill her and send her into the Outlast state, she will cleanse the impair, but not until the AP gain goes off, so she will still be at 30 AP after that happens. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how that works. Alright, so first up, we need to get Eris into Outlast. And she is impaired. Now, as you will see, she has, how much AP at the moment? It looks like 0. Oh, right, because it minus 20'd her. So she is at 0 AP right now. Now, as you can see, well, I can't actually click on her, but as you'll see in a minute here, she's not going to be able to rush, because even though she did gain 100% AP when she entered Outlast, she was still impaired when it happened. And then when the cleanse happened, she was just back at 0. finish this, and when she rushes, she could potentially still take somebody out with a basic attack or her sig, but no halo because she didn't rush. And that was just off the weapon proc. That wasn't even off Trader himself, like his rush or anything. That was just because the weapon happened to proc. Now, for how his rush would do it, once again, we need to get her into Outlast. Alright, she is outlasted. Get Trader his rush. Now she is at full AP here, but since Trader impairs a line, she is now impaired again, and dazed. Now obviously she did get the kill there, so she would have gone into Outlast, or she would have haloed and then come back, but it did stop her from rushing. And honestly, her rushing is the real danger when she goes into Outlast. Like, if she gets you with the basic attack, it's kind of like, okay, you know, you can't really counter that outside of Guardian Shields. But as far as her rushing in Outlast, you can stop that. Alright, so next up on our list of characters that can counter Eris, we have Valentine's Davy, another leader. And still honestly a pretty decent one. I do have a team I use him in. It's kind of a Holiday Heroes team with him, Carl, and Shiva. But the part of him that counters Eris is going to be his Sig move. Once again, it's just a line of enemies getting paired for 2 turns. And it's going to work the exact same way that Trader's Rush would have. So here, let me go ahead and show you that one. Alright, so same thing here. We get her into Outlast first. She gets her full AP. Sig move with Valentine's Davy, and now, once again, line impaired. Then you just boop, boop, boop. Alright, so next up on our list of characters that counter Eris, we have Diamond. Challenge run characters, so it's actually a completely free to play one, accessible to everybody. And the part of her that counters Eris is going to be her Sig move. Up to 2 enemies get stunned for 2 turns, just basic. Now, this one is going to be very situational, though. This one is going to be more in the situation. If there's a full team, if you go after Eris turn 1, Diamond's not going to be the character that's going to work, because it actually won't work this way, and I will show you why. But in situations where there are only 3 characters or less left, as long as she's not the last one alive, obviously, it will work, and I'll show you what I mean. Alright, so, once again, get her into Outlast. Now, if I were to do it here, it would not work, and I'll tell you why, because there needs to only be 2 characters or less. Well, there needs to be 2 characters, is really what it comes down to. Because if I were to use her Sig move now, there's no way for me to target Eris, so it'll just go to 2 random enemies that aren't her, because there are other people alive. As to where here, you would take her out, smack, smack. Those, you know, Aaron and Shiva are gone now, and she is in Outlast, full AP, but I can target Ghost. It stuns both of them. Since there's only 2 characters left, and she just stuns up to 2 enemies, Eris will get stunned. And that's how that would work, to where obviously now turns over and she drops. No halo. No chance to attack even, to get the halo. Next up on the list, we got Sam and Tom. And the part of his kit that counters Eris is going to be his rush. Deal 650 damage up to 2 enemies, up to 3 enemies, get impair for 2 turns. So this is going to be kind of like Diamond, in the sense that if it's a full team of characters that's left alive, it won't work, because it'll just go to 3 characters that are still up. However, any other situation, if there's 3 or less, it will just reapply the impair once she's already in the outlast state. So here again, we would get her down. And once again, we've got Ghost and Eris up. There could be a 3rd character in front of Ghost, and it would still work perfectly fine. And it actually would be perfectly fine, because Sam and Tom does damage to 2 enemies, so that person in front of Ghost would actually be taking that damage as well. There again, as you saw, impaired after the fact, and is only left to either do a basic attack or her sig move. So, next up on the list, we've got Gentleman. Again, he's going to work the same way that Diamond and Sam and Tom did. His is just really, really situational, because his deals 800% damage to a single enemy, and only 1 other enemy gets impaired for 2 turns. So this is only going to work if Eris is already in Outlast and there's only 1 other character left. Which really, I would say, isn't a good enough reason to use him as a counter to Eris. That being said, Gentleman is just really good. Like, just as a character, I would say Gentleman is worth using. So if you're already using him, it's kind of just like a little perk to the fact that you're using him, is the fact that you can set it up to where he can counter Eris on a regular basis. And again, I'll show you how. Alright, so here, we get her into Outlast. Now, Gentleman has his rush, but if I were to use it on, say, Aaron, Shiva here would just get the impair. So you would literally have to get rid of Shiva first, then do Gentleman's Rush, then it'll reapply the impair, and even still, she would have gotten she got that kill there. I was already at lower health though, because just trying to set up Gentleman for his rush got Rosita at low health, but it would work that way in the sense of she got the kill off a basic attack, not her rush, is essentially what it comes down to. And lastly, for the characters that counter Eris, we got my girl Harper. I had used this one, I mean, thank God for her over the weekend, since she's pretty much my main leader. And the part of her that counters Eris is, once again, it's going to be her rush. Same sort of thing with Diamond and Gentleman and Sam and Tom and all those. Deal 400% damage up to 2 enemies. 2 other teammates get confused for 2 turns. So, there again, it would only work if there's just Eris and 2 other characters. It's worth noting that the character that you target doesn't actually get confused. It's it deals damage to that character. That's, you know, who you get to pick who takes the damage, but they don't get confused themselves. Huh. Okay. So I was setting up the kill for the video to get Harper her rush. And I got the kill with Diamond, and I forgot something about Diamond's kit. And it's not even maxed out on the test region, so it's kind of funny. When killing a target, I'm not sure what the max is. I think it might be 60%. But either way, whatever percent chance that target gets stunned for 2 turns, that is actually a counter to Outlast in itself. But apparently that her cleanse, Eris's cleanse, happens before Diamond would reapply that passive. So if you were to get a kill with Diamond, that passive could actually get a stun on her, even though she cleanses. So that is actually worth noting. Alright, so for Harper, you would once again get Eris into Outlast. As you can see, she is stunned right now. She gets taken out, she cleanses it, Harper rushes, and now Eris is confused. So at that point she can't do anything other than basic attack. Lastly, I'm going to be going over the weapons that can counter Eris. These are basically just going to be impair on attack weapons. Since impair itself, you know, like I said, if she's not at full AP already, it doesn't matter if she cleanses the impair, the AP gain comes first. So there are a number of weapons in themselves that do counter her as far as her rush goes. This one, starting out, it's the Savage Holiday Cup Trophy, is the only one that would actually work after the like if you don't get her impaired prior to her going into Outlast. This is the only one that'll work, because it impairs a line on crit for 1 turn. So if you take her down and don't manage to get the impair on herself, you can still go for the person that's in a line with her, and if you get that crit on them, she will be impaired as well. Or you could just, you know, if you crit on herself, she will be impaired also. At that point, though, you just got to make sure that you take her out that turn, because it is only a 1-turn impair. Next up, we have y'all know me. Wouldn't be a Man on the Moon video without talking about the Diamond Knife. But seriously, though, Dazing Diamond Knife, it's in the 4-star weapon wheel. It might even be in the elite weapon wheel. I'm not sure about that one, though. I mean, it's got pretty bad stats to start, which is true. You know, 25% HP, large bonus to AP when attacking. But honestly, it's all about that impair when attacking. Impair for 3 turns. You can't craft that, you know. You literally have to go for this weapon if you want it on fast. Or anything other than tough, honestly. I have 2 of them built out. You can get them up to 45% attack, defense, or HP, and get huge bonus to AP when attacking. So I mean, like, overall it's not bad. You still get 5 upgrades. Like, it's all about that 3rd slot though. Alright, so next up we just have your basic craftable on tough impair plus AP down, the tier 4 one. I made this one ages ago. I've used it on a bunch of different characters. It's just, you know, when attacking, a better chance the enemy gets impair for 3 turns and minus 20 AP. Now, the thing that's clutch about this weapon versus the diamond knife or the trophy, the impair on crit for the trophy holiday weapon, is that with those weapons, if she's already at full AP when you impair her, when she cleanses that impair, she's still going to be at full AP. And she's going to rush, you know. As to where with this weapon, it doesn't matter if she's at full AP. Because you're taking 20 of that, 20 AP away. And then, you know, when she does go into Outlast and gets that 100% AP and is impaired, and then the cleanse happens, you know, she's still 20 AP gone. So this is honestly a better idea, or a better, like, this one would be better than the diamond knife or the trophy weapon, just because of the fact that, like I said, you can take away that 20 AP, and that can be huge. And finally, as far as the weapons go, I saved the probably the best as far as like countering her. This is probably the best one to use. It's a new one. You know, we just got it a few weeks ago with that Mateo event. If you maxed him out, you got this weapon. And it's improved AP down plus impair. When attacking, a 60% chance the enemy gets impaired for 3 turns and minus 20 AP. So it's going to work the exact same way the shotgun I just showed you would, I should say. Except it's got a greater chance to apply for it to proc. Personally, I'd say if you are running Trader as your leader, you should probably be running this way. I would say swap that 4 slot for 1535 and boost it up to 45% attack and slap this on your Trader. And now your Trader just becomes like the ultimate anti-Eris, because his basic attacks can you know, proc the AP down plus impair. He's a control toon, so even if they're running impair resist, you know, a Paragon impair resist mod is only 90%. I shouldn't say only 90%, it's 90%. But since he's a control toon, that's 40% less, so it's still only a 50% impair mod. You know, 50-50 shot. And if you've got a 60% chance of it proccing, you know, like the odds of it actually landing an impair with this weapon in Trader's hands goes up significantly. And then worst case scenario, if it doesn't at any point proc, or it just keeps getting resisted and resisted and resisted, and she goes into Outlast, you do still have that final, like, Hail Mary shot where you can try and get the impair from his rush. So Trader plus this weapon is probably the ultimate like Eris combo, like counter. I've tested it out. It does actually work pretty well. Alright guys, so that was my how to counter Eris guide. It gave you, a fair few options. I'd say that none of them are necessarily the best. I mean, Trader's the best out of them, probably the most usable out of all of them. The fact that Trader and Gentleman are both NWO and kind of do boost each other works well together. If I forgot about anything, let me know down in the comments below. And let me know how did you fare against her this weekend over War? I mean, I know it wasn't a qualifier or anything, but let me know how it was for you guys going up against her this weekend in War. That's all I got for this one, though, guys. Remember, it is a game, so try and have fun. This is going to be your friendly neighborhood man on the moon, signing off. Later, guys.